My husband's mother scoffed. "You'll never measure up to Anna, his former girlfriend." I rose and declared, "Then have her settle all your accounts." Can you imagine finding out your whole life, your whole marriage, was nothing but a carefully orchestrated con, designed by your husband and his family to steal from you? Because I found out, and the moment it all shattered was at my mother-in-law's birthday dinner, when she looked me in the eye and denied ever taking a single penny, even as I was funding her entire family's fraudulent lifestyle. What the hell did I do next? Oh, trust me, you're going to want to hear this. This story, this nightmare, actually began about 18 months before that birthday dinner. I was married to Dennis, and I truly believed I was marrying into a difficult, but ultimately loving family. My life back then? It was precise. My mornings at Hartford Financial started at 7 sharp. I'd arrive before the security guard finished his coffee, taking the elevator to the 14th floor, to my corner office overlooking downtown. That view, glass towers reflecting the sunrise, the city waking up beneath me, it was everything I'd worked for. I analyzed portfolios worth more than most people would see in 10 lifetimes, tracking derivatives and catching discrepancies that saved our clients millions. Sarah, my assistant, would bring green tea in the Tiffany mug Dennis bought me for our anniversary. "The Henderson account has some interesting movement," she'd say, and I'd dive into spreadsheets that told stories of money flowing where it shouldn't. I could spot financial fraud from 1,000 yards away in someone else's life. The irony? It still burns. Dennis would text me around 10, usually something sweet about lunch or reminding me about dinner with his parents. He worked as a freelance consultant, business strategies, workflow optimization, the kind of vague descriptions that sounded impressive but generated wildly unpredictable income. Some months he'd land a big client and take me to expensive restaurants to celebrate. Other months I'd quietly cover our mortgage, his car payment, and the credit cards without ever mentioning it. We'd been married 3 years, together for 5. He was charming in that way that made you feel like the only person in the room, with dark eyes that crinkled when he laughed, and hands that always found mine in crowds. I loved how he'd dance with me in our kitchen while dinner cooked, how he'd leave notes in my lunch bag. He made me feel chosen. Every Saturday, we'd make the 40-minute drive to Queens to visit his parents, holding hands while listening to whatever podcast he was obsessed with that week. But the moment we pulled into their parking lot, something would shift. His hand would slip from mine. His shoulders would tense. By the time we climbed the 3 flights to their rent-controlled apartment, he transformed into someone else's son. Robert, his father, would answer the door with genuine warmth. "Janet, you look beautiful as always." He'd take the wine I brought, always the same $15 Merlot that... Full story video added in below.